Quite a bit of movement in the stalls. Whiskey Sunrise in stall 1, one of those who's moving around. That's it. They're in the gate. And they're off. Whiskey Sunrise missed the kick. Raammee also was slow to begin, and so too Canopus. But they are dawdling through the early stages here. Vronti just going for a stroll down the back straight, with on the outside Havanita, who's very keen. Also keen in third is Why Because in the early stages. In fourth position is King's College, and then Chalk Valley is racing in fifth as they meander through their first quarter of a mile. Dropping to the tail of the field now is Port Roads. Very green at the back of the field is Whiskey Sunrise, and very shortly they will get to the end of the back straight. The leader now is Vronti. To the outside, Havanita, who's still over racing in second. Pushing up King's College against the rail in third. Why Because is in fourth. The Hoops of Tresca against the rail is in fifth, and Chalk Valley is in sixth. Having blown the start, Raammee has made ground and now racing in seventh, but racing a bit green. Then on the inside is Whiskey Sunrise. Ridden along is Canopus, and Port Road is last. They're making the turn back towards home. 3 furlongs to go, and Vronti and Sean Levy still have the lead. In second, chased along is Havanita, and then Why Because up on the outside of King's College, and after King's College to the inside is Tresca, and then to the outside Chalk Valley, and then Raammee. They're racing inside the final furlong and a half. Vronti has quickened up off this slow tempo and quickly shoots 3 lengths clear to Why Because in second. Now Raammee is getting the idea of this racing game, but he's got the idea very late, but he's eating into the lead of Vronti, who needs the line. 50 yards to go. Raammee over Vronti, and then back in third, Tresca.
That's outrageous that the horse has got there, I think. We didn't really give the horse much of a chance up until about then. That was a phenomenal effort for a newcomer to make up that sort of ground.
So that was a, yep, well, that'll go, we'll put that in the notebook. Yeah. That'll be 1 to 17 the next time it runs and all that. But it's like, don't need to. It's won.
I think Sean Levy's, ridden a great race, but it wasn't to be. Sylvester de Souza, another one for him. Raammee wins. We all thought he'd probably got on to win. He might have thought he had. But Raammee has got up in the end on debut to score. What do you make of it?
Well, it's quite remarkable considering that he was really, really slow out of the gate, just fell out of the stalls, as did Canopus, as did Whiskey Sunrise. Canopus, very, very keen throughout, really green, had to be asked. But up front, Sean Levy had Vronti in a really, really good position, only had Havanita, who was really keen under Charlie Bishop, for a bit of company. Nobody else putting a lot of pressure on the front runner. And I think Sean knew he got himself covered, particularly if he had a look around and didn't see any yellow of Raammee anywhere, because Raammee right now only has 3 behind, and SDS is already sort of scrubbing on him. Was a little bit green in the early stages, just needed a little bit of help just to latch on to the rest of the field. You can see he's just sort of riding the horse. Every time the back 4 drop off, he wants to get back onto the wheel of Chalk Valley. And then he switches to the outside, you're going, oh, this is cute. He's just going to give him a little bit of a breeze down the stretch, because Vronti switched lead to her left lead right there. Sean Levy just sort of asks her a little bit. You can see that Charlie Bishop is all over Havanita. Probably didn't sense anything particularly closing down the outside. The closest was Tresca, who finished third in the end, went down the cutaway. But then the yellow of Raammee just makes an appearance. And we're going, oh, this is going to be a great try. Everything. Sean Levy was probably a bit lucky that he was able to just kept pushing, probably sensed the horse was coming, but made no difference. That horse was very good.
That was an 11.12 final furlong. Now, bearing in mind, Vronti's not exactly slowing up, 11.86, the second quickest final furlong of the race.
Yeah, I mean, don't take this as Vronti did nothing wrong.
No, I think the winner's done really well.
Won her race by lengths. This was a very taking performance. Unfortunately, she just got run down by probably a better horse. She also had run quicker during the early parts of the race, whereas Raammee didn't. So yeah. Raammee did have a little bit left in the tank, and SDS was quite good, a bit like in a bike race, never falling off that wheel, always trying to get back on, and then once was switched out and around, was a bit more straightforward than he was in the race.
The winner, particularly on debut, I think had no right to pick up like that off the back of a really slow pace, doing 13 The fifth furlong, Varian did 13.4 seconds. I mean, it was a slow furlong, and then
yeah, it was great. It was
Raammee
great.
Really quick.
It was great of Sean Levy. I'm going to fill her up, and then ask her for the run, and I think take away both the top two. Both were. I mean, one's technically the winner on the day, but I don't think they'll go home and be that annoyed with Varian because she has again showed one more progressive step forward.
Yeah, nice performance from Raammee. Here's the winning trainer with Tom.
Raammee wins our novice in sensational fashion. I have to say, Roger Varian joins me now. With half a furlong to go, Roger, I still didn't think he was going to pick up the leader, but he did, and he did so in amazing fashion, really. What a performance that was.
Yeah, it was a nice performance, and we think he's a nice horse, and a lot of credit goes to Sheikh Ahmed, the owner, for being so patient. We saw him in the paddock. He's a great big horse, very immature last year as a 2-year-old, only really just getting going now. So hopefully he can have another run or two this year, and it should be all about next year with him, really.
Yeah, well, he's got that build, hasn't he, for next year? He's a lovely physical specimen.
He is. He's a great advert for being patient with a horse. We've always liked him, really, but he wasn't really physically able to do the job last year, and he's took a while to come to hand this year.
And just looking at the visuals of that replay there, we watched it back just now, the way he finished was quite something.
Yeah, he finished with a good kick. I suppose his pedigree is miling, maybe up to 1.25 miles. Persian King, of course, but the mare is very close to us, Kapala. She was third to Hermosa and McGuinness. So she's a good mare, and this is the second one we've had from her. The first one, Kazak's a very nice horse. So hopefully this horse can turn into a nice one as well.
Well, I think he's going to on that evidence, and the finishing speed was 114%. They did crawl, and he still managed to pick up the leader, who went sedate for action. So I think that suggests that he's pretty smart as well.
Yeah, it's hard to make up ground, especially in the summer here at Kempton, isn't it? So it was a good performance. You couldn't help but like the way he did it. And we'll see how he comes out of it, and we'll go from there. Yeah,
would your initial reaction to be get a bit more experience into him in another novice, or aim for something a bit higher?
I'm sure another novice. It took quite a while to get to this point, so we won't rush him back, but maybe in 3 or 4 weeks another novice, and then see what he can do in the autumn.
And finally, has he always given you some decent signs at home?
He's always moved nicely, but he really did very little training last year as a 2-year-old. So we were guessing at his ability until the last 6 weeks when it started to come together. But we've always thought he was worth the time. He's obviously got a very good pedigree, and he always had a very good action. So with horses like that, you're foolish to write them off quickly. You've got to give them the time that sometimes they need. And his days are ahead of him. Hopefully this year, but next year and beyond, hopefully.
Yeah, he looks worth the time. So well done.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Roger. Cheers.
Watch live racing now on RacingTV.com.